I have a particular term in mind to describe XANDRIA as of present standing here, and that's surprising. Not just with the curveball debut of another music video, which, to be fair, there was an announcement that came in preparation, but it does add on another entry to the previous 6 tracks off of The Wonder Still Awaiting that likewise received visualizer components, and 6 going on 7 is an extensive collection. I typically see for most groups maybe 1 to 3 or 4 music video releases, so 7 is pleasurably expressive, devoted, and with XANDRIA, there's an understandable respect I maintain, though my window of exposure is still presently relatively limited, but we're expanding together. And with the debut of Your Stories I'll Remember's visualizer, I realized that apparently I cannot escape the wonder still awaiting. It just keeps beckoning me to explore. You know, and to be fair, right, this is where I started. So it seems like we're still in the beginning to a degree with XANDRIA and my exposure to them. If you remember several months ago, those 6 pieces, in fact, were my initiate experience, and one that I look back on with fond memories, as I typically do of European-based metal artists, and with XANDRIA, they've become a favorite of mine in the German-based symphonic metal atmosphere. I really like this group, and I hope you do too if you've not yet been exposed. Though Your Stories I'll Remember, in coupling adjacency to the past numbers you've entertained, is a bit on the softer side. There's a definitive harder edge to this album, though again, symphonic metal embodies quite a wide palette, and XANDRIA provides a vast canvas of exploration within their works. I love this album. In particular, though again, my window of exposure is limited, and you might recall from what I've said in recent experiences that we're going to be taking a deep dive. Though I haven't told you how extensive, the future will reveal exactly what I mean. But this isn't exactly what I foresaw, because reflecting off of recent positioning, I mean, let's go back a bit to, tracing our path of exploration of XANDRIA. Those first 6 numbers, the introduction, and then a resuming of XANDRIA coverage through 2 of my particular favorites, Illusion Is Their Name and the Maiden and the Child, and as well the most recent other encounter being that 80s remix of My Curse Is My Redemption, which still, I love that one. What I foresaw, though, was we would be, as I said, an extensive deep dive of XANDRIA. We would be digging back a bit, if you count this album, 4 releases ago. We're going to put a pause on that and remain in the present day with a favorite of mine that, again, departs a bit from what we've heard thus far of XANDRIA and explored together, but it provides a bit of a softer edge. And so for those of you who might be initiate experiencers of their work of where I was months ago, this song will provide a wonderful opportunity for you to explore the reach of XANDRIA's craftsmanship. And I do hope, as I've said many times with music, that we approach on different angles. Whether you happen to be longtime fans, I know there are many of you that advance me, and I can tell you with the future, I'm going to keep mum on what exactly I'm foreseeing in terms of how extensive the deep dive will be, but I think you're going to like it if you are a XANDRIA fan of many years past. I think you're going to like our time together. Or if you're an initiate listener, you're where I was not that long ago, and you're having the experience of mutual enjoyment of work. As I've said, music is best enjoyed in company. I think for XANDRIA, their pieces are some of my favorite to humor. Your Stories I'll Remember, another wonderful opportunity to return to them with, I'm sure, quite a competent visualizer. The last few were great. Though I wonder how fresh this one might sound, because I don't know about this from the original number. I haven't looked into it. Is Storch, she's featured here, I guess, as a violin and cello artist. Is she a part of the original song, or is this the debut for the video? We might witness a differentiated voice here, so I'm not exactly sure what to expect right now. We're going to find that out together, but it's fun to return to XANDRIA all the same. Just not what I foresaw, and again, remaining in present-day release, but necessitated all the same. I continue to enjoy The Wonder Still Awaiting more and more. And with you, it's even better. Let's add on this piece in terms of our body of work that we've canvassed through together thus far. 9 pieces in total, I think. Yeah. Quite a wide body. But with XANDRIA, I guess it's a wonderful fanfare to where we're going to be going from this point. And this piece really is delightful. Again, it's got such a fresh voice to it on the album. Yeah, it's split. Okay, so Storch is the featured artist in this video. This is a new telling. Because there wasn't as much layering with the strings. It was more just the piano keys, I think, in the original number. Maybe a brief strings in the background.
I've walked this path with you until you've gone on your own. And I hope you've heard me still when I have said farewell. You will always be a part of what I have become.
It's a beautiful number on Message, isn't it? Quite an expressive narrative.
I close my eyes, I think back of this time. All these moments I remember.
And you can
All the stories that you've shared.
I like the fresh voice on this one. The isolated strings, yeah, definitive cues on that. Adds a new chic to an already wonderful number. Definitely puts it more on the ballad side. Though there, yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if they're gonna have a growth onto that rock edge as we evolve. That's true of the original number.
And each day that's passing by, it's where I'll keep you alive.
It's maintained.
You will always be a part of what I have become.
The vocal support is beautiful on this one.
Whenever I close my eyes, I think back of this time.
We're strengthening the original song.
All these moments I remember, all the stories that you shared with me. I will never get to hear your voice again, but they'll stay. All these songs never ended. They have gone and I am left in here. I will never get to hear
Such a strong chorus. One more before we get to my favorite section of the song. Right? Yes. The added choir's a nice support too. I've never heard Allie before, but that's a beautiful strings command. Talented artist. And a great fit to the number. I continue to admire XANDRIA's scenic atmospheres and what they employ in terms of that symphonic cue. And there's many groups that kind of follow along those lines, but XANDRIA is one of the principal favorites for me in that arena. This new take on a great song in the original condition, I really appreciate the expansion here. You know it is great to remain in the present day with XANDRIA. I can't wait to dig back, but this album really is special. I love it. Satisfying delivery on all fronts, too, again with such a resonant message and a contemporary, cathartic one, which I appreciate greatly in the metal sphere. And as you can see from metal, I mean, here's a lifting of the veil on the presumption from outside eyes, right, that, oh, all metal is harsh. No. There's quite a stretch of range, as I've said many times, and for many works we've explored together, we've witnessed that mutually. I hope to get rid of that presumption because it's not entirely correct, and I've dealt with it for many years personally from outside eyes in my circles. Symphonic metal in particular allows for such a wide range. And rock music, to be fair, as well, there's a natural intersection between both territories, and XANDRIA shows us off quite well with a warranted expansion on an originally great number. I thought it was impressive the first time, but with that strings coupling, even some of the differentiated vocal traits, the layering here, that was specific. The opening as well with the strings and the piano influence. Definitive symphonic edge that's heightened even more by wonderful violin work on behalf of Ali Storch, who I will look into at a deeper level. I really liked her work here. Great fit with XANDRIA, an already wonderful debut that is deservedly amplified. Quite pleasurably. Love that experience. And, I think back again to where we were in the beginning of XANDRIA. Again, those fond entrances. Remember back to what I said. Perhaps, again, this is an early interaction for you, so I'll, restate just simply. Their lead vocalist, Amba Vuvahes, was the connection point that brought me in, given the Mortimia collab with the Hourglass, and I was so impressed there. But listening to her work on XANDRIA, which is why I say it's actually a wonderful opportunity to remain in the present day. Amber has such a gift when she sings, and as this album has explored, she has quite a range. If this is your first window, this is more so maintained on the early initiation experience I had, where there's a natural aptitude in the melodic range, though she can go to an operatic, a growl, an unclean. She's an incredibly versatile and talented vocalist, one that I absolutely revere and wish I could sing like. I will never be able to. But it's impressive. Man, and XANDRIA has had many qualified vocalists in past eras. Again, we'll witness some of those other entries together, but Amber is a favorite of mine. And I know there's a mixture of perspective when it comes to XANDRIA. I understand maybe fan chatter, though again, as I've said many times, music is a subjective experience. And for me, The Wonder Still Awaiting was my introduction in particular to XANDRIA and perhaps others. And I have a great respect for the album as such. I'm sure, again, other collections will also speak to XANDRIA's gifts from past times and voices, but this one, it's really a special release. I love it. And I hope you do too. And your stories, I'll remember, it's a wonderful number in its original condition, but what we've seen with this reinvention and the storytelling on the video too is exquisite. Plus, people have similar tastes in hats. I'll tell you, I feel so classy. You want to speak about feeling original in terms of your surroundings? Oh, I feel it every day. I mean, not entirely, but it's nice to see at least some harmony in the world. I love it. I love this piece. Respected it in original condition. Love it even more now. I'd love to hear what your outlook is on it down below. And if you want to, chime in on this, your point of approach, longtime fan or like me earlier on, fresh initiate. And if you are in fact an initiate, stay with me, because we're going to be taking a deep dive, more than we already have, with XANDRIA. Again, time will tell, and you'll see just what exactly I have in mind when I say deep dive. And I think it is warranted for a group that I hold with such regard. I love XANDRIA's music, and a return to them in the present day is great. Though, in entries next, we'll dive back a bit. But The Wonder's Still Awaiting, just to remain with this album, with 7 entries now in terms of the visualizer side, truly a wonderful experience. I've loved every opportunity of hearing it alongside you. It makes The Wonder Still Awaiting as a release even more enjoyable if we are enjoying it collaboratively. And for a work like this, it's an honor to appreciate its new retelling, alongside perhaps new ears. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.